Managed to grab this mid-tier 2 tower. Snowball forward from DDR, but may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Looks like it will still end up being a trade, though. Shining turns up, grabs a mega kill streak.
Tower is under attack.
Fat Rider getting close. Oh, actually, Inflame's doing really well in terms of farm. Almost has his blink. I mean, almost has his Force Staff. Going to be useful for popping the Lincolns potentially on the Weaver. AA rushing a Rod of Atos. Getting there. Looks like Tusk not necessarily playing the 5 at the moment. Actually, both of the Rock supports a little bit ahead of the LFY supports at this stage of the game. Yao still trying to complete his urn at this stage, and is maxing the Bramble Maze as the secondary point. I think the Bramble Maze is going to be super annoying for the Weaver, so I like this decision. Medusa is also quite an immobile hero, so I think the Bramble Maze and the Terrorize are going to be super useful for kiting the Medusa around in fights and preventing her from doing too much with her net worth. So I'm not super worried for LFY if the game drags on a little bit. We got action down bottom. They're actually going for this Brewmaster kill. Can they find it? Nice and easy. Still 20 seconds to go until the Primal Split was off cooldown. And that's just another lasso gank. LFY snowballing behind Super on the Templar Assassin. He's got his BKB queued up. They do see DDR running over on this Observer Ward, so may also be able to go and grab him. Dusa TPing in, somewhat boldly perhaps. Is relatively tanky, and they do have the Weaver pushing out top lane. So just going to try and stall this out as best they can. Brewmaster coming back up in 3 seconds time with a Primal Split, and looks like that is going to be LFY's cue to split. Heading back over here. Do they have a smoke? Looks like they do not. Fortunately, this Observer Ward just fading.
The shuttle flies.
Shining looking for something, but not going to find it, and Speed just sets his sights on this bottom tier 1. Already has the Dragonlance picked up, so able to outrange it. Getting in there pretty quickly, but they know that the Medusa TP down bottom, so LFY set their sights on Roshan. They're going to use the Exorcism. They want to take this extremely quickly, but I don't know if it's going to be fast enough. Brewmaster needs to get the split off, has to be cautious of the silence. DDR might be able to save him with the snowball. Super now being focused. Ice Blast getting thrown over towards the Death Prophet, and she will get caught. Monet in big trouble. Shining also arriving. It looks like both LFY's cores are going to die, and they're going to lose the Roche. Oh no, Super buying back into the game, but it's already too late. Rock claim the Roshan. They get the last hit. They get the Aegis. It's over on their Medusa. And now they can just run forward and do even more. Shining misses completely on the Swarm. Don't think it matters too much. They've even managed to find Inflame over on the high ground. Firefly keeping him safe a little bit. Afu committing somewhat. Super getting slowed down. Does still have the blink. Shining chasing for more. Yao has the Shadow Realm. Should be okay. And LFY just kind of kite and reset this fight. That was not good. That was, I guess they just tried to sneak it. They didn't have anybody else nearby. I don't know where Yao was. Like, if Yao just drops a Terrorize as they're trying to go on everybody, maybe they can finish the Roche or they can turn the fight. But the fact that it was just the 2 cores, and now that Super's bought back, looks like maybe Rock just gonna take over this game. I still think they can deal with the Dusa reasonably well, but this Death Prophet is not snowballing. Nope. Inflame still doing his best. Doesn't want to use the lasso, but looks like he will be forced to commit it here. They're going to drag him over to Monet. Weaver getting stunned up on the TP in. LT still pretty tanky. Shining, dropping fairly low. Snowball onto Monet. I don't know why he still has the indicator there. Dusa being sound. Just going to force that forward and keep on right-clicking. Monet not survivable enough. Super also committing pretty hard, but now he's just getting right-click from the tree line. They've also got the Stone Gaze being popped. Terrorize is going to lock down the Brewmaster for a second, but it doesn't really matter. Afu also going to drop. Can they chase down Inflame? That's the question. Swarm not going to connect. Shining still chasing for this kill, though. He's got the time lapse. He's got 17-1 charges, and they do get the slowdown. Still pretty good Firefly duration for Inflame, and gets the blink back up. But another terrible fight as they lose Super once again. Templar Assassin not... Oh, TA is not snowballing anymore. The Death Prophet definitely not snowballing anymore. Monet even risking his life to shove out a few more waves over at mid. Almost gets ice blasted down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright, Inflame gonna come down here. Primal Split is ready to go. I mean, he cops a tiny bit of harassment, but I think he's gonna be fine. They're gonna lasso up the Medusa, but she's still got the Aegis. I don't know about this LFY. Bullet Smash coming in, but they actually catch 2 with the stun from the Tusk, and now the punch sends Inflame skyward. Medusa's gonna be back soon. The Ice Blast connects. They've lost 2. Monet's dead once again. Batrider also down. They get the catch on the Dark Willow. Does have Shadow Realm to be able to get up into the base. But Super's the one who needs to be careful. And Shining's actually just going to dive deep for this. Drops Swarm down onto a couple. Yaha gets the clap out onto 3. Afu just getting right-click down. Shining with the double kill. Can he finish Afu inside of his own fountain? Looks like he might be able to. The Geminate attack is enough. Shining still just diving. He's got the time-lapse going toe-to-toe with Super. On the other side of the fight, Speed is just focusing onto the tier 3. And with the Desolator, they're going to make pretty quick work of it. There are buybacks available on LFY, but I guess Afu just doesn't feel like they can do enough. They don't have the glyph either. And LFY just gonna let them have this tier 3 tower. It looks like maybe even let them have their X. Super, what can he really do? He's throwing down a couple of traps, but too much damage. 22-minute lane of racks from a team with a Medusa. Oh my god, LFY just in complete disarray.
Oh boy.
I guess at this point, Rock are so happy. They're like, we're doing it. We got stomped in game 1, and we're doing it. I mean, Super's BKB is still a while away. LFY playing for this double BKB timing, but I don't really know what's going to change. The physical damage from Rock just keeps scaling. They're going for this kill on the Medusa once again, but I think Inflame may have just run into his own death. Can he burn down Speed? Nope. Shining turns up. A few more right clicks. LT secures the last hit. What is Inflame just going for that solo kill? I don't know. LFY are falling apart before our very eyes. Like, nobody's really moving as a team anymore. Alpha is doing a little bit of dewarding, but they just seem lost. DDR is going to have a Spirit Vessel before too long. Very annoying for the Death Prophet. Also annoying for the Templar Assassin. What's Shining going for? Just straight rushing MKB. Oh my god, the damage output from this Weaver is going to be insane. I didn't even think the Weaver was going to be that good of a pick this game. Like, he didn't even win the lane that hard, but Shining has just been everywhere. He's 9-0-3. Picked up a bunch of kills on these sort of squishier LFY heroes. And isn't really getting locked down at all. Brewmaster's got an Aeon disc now, so he's pretty much impossible to burst. Has a Primal Split that he is itching to use. Speed already going to start wailing away at this tier 2, making very quick work of it. And Rock, they're up on the high ground. They popped down an Observer Ward. I think they are going to spot LFY. Maybe they can get Elastic down to the low ground. If they could kill the Brewmaster, that would be huge, but he's just forced to force that himself back. Monet does have the BKB. He's got the ultimate, but he gets punched up. Can they actually disengage from this fight? Looks like they might be able to. They only get the lasso onto the Tusk. Shining going to consider re-engaging. Brewmaster did pop the Primal Split, so Rock also committing a little bit to this fight, but if they can just burst the Death Prophet, that would be huge. Monet saves himself a little bit of damage with the Yule Scepter, but Speed just moves forward. He has already popped the Mask of Madness, so unable to use his ultimate just yet, but the right clicks are more than enough. Monet hits the deck. Inflame also in trouble. Speed still pressing forward into the base, dropping a little bit low on mana. Yaha catches a 2-man clap, and Shining is already in there, looking towards Yao. Does have the Shadow Realm. He's going to be okay. Buyback out of Inflame. They do get the root onto the Weaver. Can they burst him down in time? He's already used the time lapse. LT doing a good job with his Rod of Atos, opening up the space. Super now laying in with the auto attacks, but Yaha's back into the fight once again with the right clicks, and he's going to be brought down once more. The Drunken Haze too strong. Super is already done. He's going to call the GG and just disconnect. I think he was done from the moment that they lost that Roshan. And with that, Rock Gaming eliminate LGD Forever Young from the Starlighter I-League Season 5 China qualifiers. They were the outside hope. They were the third place team in the open qualifiers. And they're the only open qualifier team still left. Everybody else is already eliminated. So with that, Rock are going to be moving forward